V1034 reactor here, and today we have a Christmas present from the developers of Ground Branch, which is Blackfoot Studios, and we finally have version 1034 community test. So this is something I've talked about before. I've been really excited for it because it introduces a whole bunch of extra cool things, and you can join it by following the instructions here. There'll be a link in the description where you right click on Ground Branch in the Steam library, hit properties, click betas, and then click on community test, community testing branch. Let's have a look at the major changes and additions. So the new prone stance is accessible via the Z key, which is really good because this is something the game was really missing on the larger maps where you couldn't actually prone down and snipe people. There's also new stance up and stance down keybinds. There's also the new enemy AI. So the new AI has been rebuilt from the ground up, and they say it's not been fully tested and it's not feature complete, but there are some updates to it, so it'll be good to see that. There's 6 female characters that can now be selected under the appearance tab, and there's hairstyles that can now be added along with shorter beards for male characters. Weapon modding is still set for addition in the final release, but is not currently available in public testing. So I think that's the workshop support for the game that allows modded weapons to be added into the game, because of course this is public testing, it's not actual version 1034, it's testing version. So there's still going to be a few additions that will come in the final version. So there's some known issues here. Enemy AI may be unresponsive and stuck sometimes. There's still some poses and animations that are changed since the prone overhaul. Leaning is a bit different. Prone does not conform to terrain angle. That's something they're working on. Character and weapon collision while prone is pretty finicky. There's some clipping issues with the new hairstyles and stuff. The Galil and the SA-58 OSW, the new weapons, which have been added, are lacking bolt ejection and charging handle movements. The default Galil arm and SA-58 builds are missing a magazine. Yep, I've noticed that. The city has had a major overhaul at street level with new enterable buildings and a large new bank section. Oh, that's really cool. And here we get to the new weapons. We've got the Galil arm, the FAL, the SA-58 OSW. We've got updated weapons, MPX new model. There's an old metal AKM mag being re-added due to a popular request. SRS model and textures updated. ANPEQ lasers now emit from the correct apertures. So there's some subtypes of clothing added, some updates to the existing clothing. We're moving from the Unreal AI system to the Kythera AI middleware, which is a big change. I've played it a little bit already, and yeah, the AI seems quite a bit more difficult. So there's new target acquisition based on engagement time and distance, new perception system with cone visions that take lighting and time of day into account. God damn. Suppression, crouching and going pro when no cover is available, holding fire when another bot is in the line of fire, new pathfinding nav mesh system, scouting out of windows, oh man, including ORCA avoidance. What's that? Some sort of algorithm that allows for avoidance of objects and better pathfinding, it looks like. Put a link to that in the description. That's pretty cool. Updated DLSS. There's now DLSS frame generation, some underwater effects, new assets, some new colorblind settings, which is really good. Some changes to the VFX. There's difference in the bullet impact and the muzzle flash. You can now pause in single player when the main menu is accessed. Intel Retriever Terrorist Hunt Team Elimination Uplink update to incorporate randomized objectives feature. A repurposed old PvE Diffuse game mode intended as mod example. So there's a few missions out of that. So in future they are planning on adding in modding for missions as well. There's still no weather though, unfortunately. Cool, so I'll put a link to this in the description so you can read it for yourself. And what we're going to do is we're going to dive into the game, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to walk through quickly setting up getting the beta. So yeah, you just right click properties, betas, and then drop down to the community testing branch, and then close that off, and it'll automatically begin downloading the update. And then the next thing you want to do is under properties as well, go into launch options, and if you have hardware that's compatible with it, put in -DX12, and that will allow access to DLSS3 frame generation. So let's dive into the game. So here we are at the main menu with some awesome new music. Oh, there is a new modding tab though, isn't there? Installed mod mutators. Is that like an example mod? Okay, so there is some sort of modding stuff added in here. Let's check the workshop. No, there's no workshop support added yet, so I think this modding section is just a little preview. But it's good that they've put in mutators and installed mods, a little mod manager there, so it'll make it nice and easy to install mods from the workshop and then be able to manage them here in game. So let's go into the settings here. It's got the new control here for prone, stance up and stance down. I don't actually have that applied to anything. maybe we can do it with control and the scroll wheel. And now we have the ability to do stance up and stance down, and I don't think that conflicts with anything else that we have. Just want to see how that works. Everything else is basically the same under here. Video settings. Now here's where it gets a little bit more interesting, because of course now there is DLSS frame generation, and there's also an extra setting under DLSS super resolution where you can set DLAA, which is of course where you render at full resolution and then use deep learning anti-aliasing to apply anti-aliasing, rather than upscaling from a lower resolution and then applying anti-aliasing as well. So you get the best image quality, but it will have a slight degradation in performance in some cases. Now I've got DLSS frame generation off, and I'll show why later. Under audio, there's audio mix experimental work in progress. I have that set to on just to see what that's like. I found it makes the audio a bit more in-depth. You hear a lot more, so I just chucked that on. That's a nice little addition as well. Let's dive into Lone Wolf. So as you can see here, the new Diffuse game mode. We're gonna have a look at that in a bit, but first thing we're going to look at is Terrorist Hunt, and we're just going to go to the city, and we're going to go to the subway, and we're going to go to Untrained with 10 enemy resistance. Now before I was playing on Trained with about 30 enemies in the subway, and I was able to wipe them out pretty easily, but now the AI has become very good, so I've had to notch it down to Untrained. So let's dive in. Nice and smooth. Now if we go to the graphical settings and we go to the SSGI, let's see if this lags up again. Apply. It says you have to restart the game, but I don't think you do, because the frame rate has dropped right down to like 50 frames. And then we enable DLSS 3 frame gen, which should take us to about 100 FPS ideally. You can see it still says in the corner FPS 55, which means I think that frame counter is counting the frames before DLSS 3 has done its job. So that's something they need to fix, because it's not actually showing the true frame rate you're getting out on your monitor, which is the purpose of a frame counter, of course. So that's another little bug I think they need to look into. The other weird thing is that while it does feel smoother, the frame rate is higher, it still feels a bit strange in terms of responsiveness. The reason for that, I believe, is it also looks a bit juddery and a bit odd. I think the reason for that is because the internal logic is still running at 50 frames, even though the frames have been duplicated up. Now, there are other games like Cyberpunk that handle this a lot better. You don't notice that sort of underlying judderiness so much, but this just feels a bit off, especially when you start firing weapons. Something just feels a little bit off with it. And it's the kind of game where you really want good response times. So I'm fairly certain that DLSS 3 is working. I think it just needs a bit of tweaking. So that's why I don't have DLSS 3 on at the moment. So let's switch that back off. Back to 55 frames. Also, when you turn that on, it disables reflex plus boost. So I've just gone for DLA, frame generation off, and the SSGI to 2. So I'll probably do a more in-depth graphical difference between these when 1034 is officially out. Okie dokie. Let's have a look at some of the new stuff. The first bug you can see here is that I've got one of the new male faces, but his eyes are closed for some reason. I'm not sure why. You can see here there's the new female characters. So you can now select through various different people, and gives a lot more options for customizing your character, which is really, really great. And also, I think a few new male faces, as well as new haircuts, Caesar cut, crew cut A, crew cut B, and long cut. Oh no, it looks like Hunt Down the Freeman. Let's look at one of the female characters. So if we go to here, you can set the different hair. You've got 4 hairstyles. You can go for the buzz cut, the textured bun, nice little shader effect, or you can go for the straight bun, or we can of course go for shaved. Plenty of different characters to choose from. So again, you can play as who you want, adjust your character. Always really nice to have those options. So I'm going to go for male 06. It's either closed eyes or missing eyes, which looks terrifying. And then we'll go for the Caesar cut, and then yeah, we'll go for the boxed beard. We do have the new FAL, which was supposed to replace the FAL Tactical, but it hasn't. They've just kept it alongside. So there's a new FAL model. There's also the new MPX model, which looks really nice. We'll have a look at that in a bit as well. There's the SA58 OSW, which you can see the bug there with the no magazine in it. So you have to manually go in and put a magazine on it. And then you have the Galil, which is very much reminiscent of Counter-Strike Source for me. And also the film Heat, where one of the characters uses a Galil. One of the other characters also uses an FAL as well. Let's start off with the MPX with no attachments on it, so we can get a good look at the new model. Let's take it to the range here. Really smooth, nice looking model. And you can see some of the new weird things with the leaning. The lean to the left looks right, but then lean to the right looks a bit weird. I think that's to do with where they've readjusted some of the animations due to proning. If we hit control and do the stance changes. Right, so yeah, stance up, stance down. Okay, so that allows you to basically go from standing up to duck to prone and switch between them. Cool. And of course there is the new prone feature, which now enables you to crawl around. It's quite realistically implemented. Looks like some slight animation issue there with the thumb on the gun, but other than that, works really nicely. There's also some changes to the special effects, so I think some of the particle effects and stuff like that have been updated, as well as the muzzle flash as well. I think there's different muzzle flash as well as some heat distortion. Let's go into the subway for Operation Ancient Slap. I love the automatically generated mission names. Let's go into the northwest entrance. So this is a map that I've grinded on quite a lot. Well, with the old AI, I'd become pretty efficient with taking out all the enemies, but the enemy now is really, really good. So you have to be a lot more careful. There's still that bug as well, where when you start a mission off, you're in high position, which you can set in the settings, but you go down to mid positions by scrolling down once, and it scrolls you down all the way to low position. I think that's another bug. There's also looks like there's a clipping issue with the gloves there, so let's pie this out. They're so much quicker to shoot you now. Like really, much more quicker to spot you, much more quicker to shoot you. They will also suppress you as well, so they'll keep firing. They'll keep firing at your last position to stop you from being able to peek out. Whoa! See, look, there we go. There's also some cool particle effects coming out there, which look a bit buggy, but again, it's in testing. Oh man. Oh my god, it hit me then. Get a reload on the main. Oh, that was a weird animation. Definite animation glitch there. Oh, damn. Let's go into the south entrance. So yeah, it's a much more heavy-duty challenge than it was before, to say the least. So you have to be much more slow and methodical. Get a flashbang around here. There's still some weird issues between switching between weapons and stuff, where it can be a bit odd. Where sometimes you press the button to switch to a certain weapon and it just doesn't do it for some reason. Like sometimes I'll hit 2 to switch to the pistol, the character just doesn't do it for some reason. Which can be frustrating when you're in a time critical situation. You can see the animations look a bit weird there, the arm sort of moving a bit differently from how the gun's moving. So of course the subway isn't the best place to look at stuff like prone, so I've gone on to Creek here, and this is also where we'll use the new FAL, or the FAL, whatever you like. So let's go into here. So still the old FAL Tactical, which I thought they were going to replace, but I'm glad they didn't, because more weapons is always good. And here we are to the new FAL model, which looks like it has a rail along the top, which the old one didn't. Which means it should have a bit more customization available for it. Nothing for the muzzle, sights, basic, close range sights. Oh, you can't actually put them on. Okay, so there's a rail on it, but the only options are the close range sights, and there's no scopes, and it also doesn't let you put them on. Possibly an oversight or something they're going to add in later. So the FAL is a new model, but it basically has exactly the same customization as the previous one. So we can put on the Galil, put on some nice scopes on it. Oh, nope, you can't, because there's no rail mount. Let's see if there's an adapter you can put on. Rail mounts. Nope. That's a bit of a strange one. The fact that they're available in the options here, but there's no rail mounts to put them on. So that's not great for longer range either. You can put a huge magazine on it. Damn, look at that. The strange thing with this menu is that some menus, they just don't show any muzzle. As in, you know, you think, oh yeah, if it's not showing in the menu, you can't put it on. But then some menus, they do show a whole load of stuff, but you also can't put it on. So I think there's a bug here where they need to either put everything in here and just make it so you can't drag and drop it, or just remove stuff that the guns aren't compatible with in the menus. So let's take a look at the customization of the SA-58. Yeah, this has got a whole load of rail mounts and stuff on it, so this should allow you to put some stuff on it. No muzzles. This menu feels a bit more janky as well. It feels like it's harder to move the weapon around without accidentally taking stuff off of it. Good, right, this does have rails on it. Sights, okay, good. It's just not all the sights are compatible. There we go, right. So we can put a bit of longer range gear on this. Let's put an ACOG 6X on it. God, that looks quite ugly, doesn't it? Oh, that looks a bit better. Put that there. Let's see if we can get an offset rail. That way we've got some range, some close-up. Only thing compatible under here is a bipod. Can you put any lights and lasers on it? Yes, you can. There we go. That's not such a bad looking weapon. So let's have a little look at the shooting range. I think this is using the same ammo as the FAL, so it should be pretty hefty. Lots of stopping power. Good bit of zoom on this. Quite a nice looking gun as well. So let's have a look at the creek. Yeah, because I always want to head up to this bit and then prone down. And now I can, which is excellent. Just a scope bashing me in the face there. Be able to scope the area out. And also now if you prone in that water, you will have a water effect and you will slowly drown if you don't get out of the water quick enough. Some dudes around here. 1, 2, 3. So now you can really scope it out, sort of a lot more like Wildlands or Breakpoint, because what would happen before is I'd sit up here, crouch down, and then they would just spot me because I was just sat up there crouched down, and it didn't really enable me to recon the area out. Oh boy. That dude just spotted me, didn't he? Take that guy out. Take that guy out. Let's do a quick relocation. Let's drop down here. Let's have a look at the reload animation. Okay, that hasn't fully been implemented yet. I know they are working on a reload animation where your character has to like roll over to grab the magazine out of the pouch, because of course you'd have to lean down to your rig to get a new magazine out. Oh no. Oh no. Where was that guy? Where was he? There he is. Oh no. Oh no. He's suppressing me. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, damn. Panicked a bit there. Here we are, another location on Creek. This is really cool. It really adds a nice stealth element to this whole thing. So you can sort of watch their patrol routes and think of a plan of action before diving in. Oh. AI didn't respond so well there. Took his time. Oh yes, so if we prone down here. Yeah, there you go. The new underwater effect. Oh, yep. Yep. This colour of the screen's changing there to show that you're running out of oxygen. That's cool. Whoa. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh no. That's not good. Whoa. Oh my god, that made me jump. What is that? What is that they're firing at me? God damn. Keep down, keep down, keep down. How is he not hitting me? How is he not hitting me? Get behind the rock. Get behind this rock. Luckily, this guy's aim is absolutely terrible. Because I thought he was really far away, but he was just standing right there. So, I think that's another thing with the AI that Bro needs fixing. Man, the sound is so good now. The sound was always good in this, but now it's even better. So I've now switched to the city map on the diffuse mode. It's an opportunity for us to check out the FAL model. So let's grab that out of here. Not really any customization we can do to it, so we'll just keep that as is. Let's take a quick look at the model here. Oh, that looks nice. Hopefully they actually either keep the new model in all the detail and remove the rail along the top, just like the old FAL, and keep that to the tactical, or they allow this rail to actually be used, but we will see. 15 minutes to defuse 2 bombs. It's turned into a bit of Die Hard 3. Oh yeah, look, there's a cafe here. Can I head on in? Oh, here we go, yep. The looks like the position for pressing open on the door is a bit off. But yeah, check this out. New area to go into. Ooh. Yeah, oh, that's very nice. Nice little cafe, nice menu, nice little new area to explore. Adds a bit more life to the city, a bit more tactical variation. Oh, this looks like another new enterable building. So I think before it was just the gym and the middle buildings, and maybe another building, but now they've added in a whole bunch of extra stuff, including another power switch. You can switch the lights off in here. This is what I love, just the sheer amount of stuff they've added, and then the amount of customization that you can do to how you play it, the different modes, the different amount of enemies. You can play it stealthy, you can play it loud, long range, short range, whatever you want. It's a completely customizationable game, exactly how you want to play it, and that's what I really love. I think this gym area is essentially the same as it was. Oh, here we go. Is this the new bank area? Let's have a look. Reminds me of that level from Rainbow Six Siege. Where's the door open? Yeah, if you put the mouse there, you expect the door to be open, but it has to be like at the edges. And then when you do open it, it opens in your face. That's quite funny. And it should be Matrix moment. Oh. I was expecting the alarm to go off. Oh, this is really cool though. This is really, really good. Because this city was always lacking a little bit. And now we have this whole area to go into, which hopefully in future means that either modders or they will add in... Oh, there's a vault there as well. They will add in like a bank heist mode or something. If you could start off the level as police officer or a SWAT officer and you have to go in and stop a bank heist, like Heat again, that's got to be what they're aiming for with this, to do recreations of the film Heat, which I'll put a link to in the description. One of the scenes from it as well. Lots of little offices and stuff. So one thing I really love about this is that there's multiple ways into this bank, which is again kind of like Crisis and other such games which have a lot of freedom in how you approach things. So you can go in the front way, or you can go around this way and sneak in. So you can come into the main area here, or you can go up the stairs. Many ways around. Basically have infinite ways of playing it. Look at this. This is awesome. Look at that floor there. Reminds me of the specular bump mapped floor of Counter-Strike Source in one of the Dust levels. Yeah, this bit's added in. This building here is new. Before it was just the two buildings in the middle. Because the new AI is not perfect, but it's so good in that if they hear you, it seems now they will sit there and wait for you to just walk around the corner and they'll just shoot you. Which is brutal, but realistic. And these little windows here you can look out and shoot out of. The other thing that's missing is that there's not many PvE modes. There's Intel, there's now the Diffuse, and there's the Terrorist Hunt. But stuff like Hostage and that, you still have to play with other people. I imagine that's because of AI constraints, but it'd be nice if they were to work on that and make everything be possible to play against AI, because there are certain games that I like to play online, but this isn't really one of them, because I like to kind of do my own thing with these sort of games and play around with different things. And if I was playing with a team of people that were taking it really seriously, they'll just get very annoyed by me. So I don't think that'd be very fair on them. That's why I generally just play offline. So to have some of those modes kind of artificially removed for me to be able to play, because the AI won't work with them, is a bit annoying. But yeah, that's the city map. I think we've explored all the new stuff. Let's try and do a diffuse mode. So we're going to go in with a suppressed Glock, a nice HK416, an ACOG, and basic stuff on it. Again, we have to have the either closed eyes or the event horizon eyes model here. I really hope they fix that. Operation Vengeful Law. You've got the bank, gym, middle building, and other middle building as potential bomb zones. Let's start at the overturned truck. We have 25 enemies, and they're all untrained. Time limit 15 and 2 bombs. Looks like there's a slight glitch here. Just before I started recording there, I didn't quite capture it, but yeah, he was shooting at the door before they'd even seen me, so bit of a glitch there, where they can almost see through the door. Right, let's move, let's move. Oh, bit of a clipping issue with the wall. Whoa! Oh my god! That's the only trouble with the pistol. Doesn't quite pierce the armor so easily, so you have to get a few more shots in. Grenade time. Oh, that blew the door off. Awesome. Alright, let's go heavy. Let's get laser. Because I need to start putting these people down hard now. So I can't really be affording 9mm. Let's go high. I think this is the first bomb zone. Oh my god. A little bit of a bug there, where the enemy's all just kind of standing at the door. There we go, let's bomb one. I'm holding F. I'm holding F, but it's not doing it. What's going on? Looks like it says 0 on it. You don't need special equipment, do you? Okay. That's weird. Oh no. I can't open the door because physics glitches. Oh dear. I don't know what's going on with this bomb. Maybe I can shoot it. Oh! Nope, definitely can't shoot it. So I can't see any equipment here, and there's nothing under special purpose, so I don't know what's going on there. I don't know why I couldn't disarm that. Oh well, I think we've seen pretty much everything, so let's finish off the video with the new Galil and some reasonably close range stuff, because it should have a lot of stopping power. Close range. Gotta be so careful now. Used to be able to be a bit more reckless, but with the new AI, well, for the most part, you have to be a bit more careful. Oh my god. Eight enemies remaining. Let's give this guy a little bit of a grenade. Whoa! This guy. I don't think that's the same guy, unless it is and he just ran away from the grenade, which is even more scary. That's a dangerous move. We got him. Oh! And didn't take any injuries either. Really, really good. Add some really cool new things. Again, new operators, new guns, new AI, some new VFX, some new settings in the graphics, and a few bug fixes. It does add quite a few issues. It is a bit janky, but again, it is the test branch, so that is to be expected. Thanks for watching. Hope everyone has a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Get prepared for next week's video, which will be a New Year's video. Hope everyone's staying safe. Please do leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.